Hi and welcome to the Toon Goons, the podcast in which we take an adult and critical perspective into the world of cartoons and animation, and analyze how they affect the pop cultural landscape at large. I'm one of your hosts, Nikki.
I'm Nina.
And I've spent my entire day trying to figure out how to pronounce the Thuaha de Dan. I don't think I did it right.
Back in black. Here we are. The whole crew's back at it again, and real episode of Toon Goons, first time in 2 weeks. Great time talking about Secret of KELLS this week. That's why Chief said that gibberish.
Wow.
It's language.
Right off the jump, we're talking about a beautiful movie drenched in Irish culture, and you call their language gibberish.
It's the old one. Listen, it's also probably gibberish because that wasn't Irish. That wasn't the right.
True, like my
you,
friends.
You
Yeah.
You did a bad job. I'm going to blame you for the horrible thing I said.
Well, half the pronunciation websites I tried to go on just used like Microsoft Sam that read the letters, and I'm like, that's clearly not how that works.
I didn't even bother. I was like, I'm not gonna say it right.
Yeah, like
I watched the film with subtitles on.
Yeah, like I looked up Crown Cruick later. I'm like, oh, I would not have read that right.
Nope.
That's not what that spells.
Nah.
Honestly, the word that I tried to say isn't even in that movie, but it's what what's her name? Aisling?
Ashlyn.
We'll get there.
It's what she is, or who the race she's related to.
Yeah.
But
right,
news.
So, yeah, we got news. Some good stuff. Gonna catch up on some stuff since we've been gone, but it won't be too long this week.
Yeah.
It's luckily been kind of a slow month.
We won't dwell on stuff that you guys have already heard about weeks ago. First up, quick. BoJack Horseman Season 3 has a release date, and that is July 22nd. The whole season will be dropped on Netflix, as usual, on that Friday. And
Get ready to cry.
Yeah, horse.
At least in Europe, it's Pie Approximation Day, so they'll have like a pie. I mean, depending on where you are in Europe, it'll be like an idiot pie. But there'll be something to comfort you as you cry to death about all these sad animal men.
We have a description for the season. It says, BoJack is grappling with his legacy while trudging through an increasingly turbulent Oscar campaign for his star-making turn in the Secretariat biopic. BoJack struggles with how he'll ultimately be remembered by his fans and what lasting impact he's made on those closest to him. Also, there are lots of silly puns and talking animal jokes and celebrity cameos and all the other stuff that everybody loves about BoJack Horseman.
Hollywood.
It's a very funny and good season of television. Don't worry.
I wish more press releases would end like that. We promise, please. It'll be fine.
So yeah, really, really looking forward to that. Might take the day off. I'm probably going to try to savor it.
It's a Friday. You can...
I'll be very busy. Yeah, I'm going to savor it. I'm not going to slam it. I'm going to slam it like I did the last time, like in the middle of stuff. Anyway. So really, really looking forward to that, and we will, of course, do an episode on Season 3. I mean, if we don't, you guys will have our heads, because, like, it was, we've had a lot of stuff that's been very recommended to us. Nothing has been recommended to us that intensely in such a short period of time than BoJack Horseman.
Yeah. For good reason. It's great.
Yeah, everybody was right.
Yeah. Alright. Next up, something kind of neat. Nintendo is planning on self-financing their future animated film projects. Because of problems with movie adaptations and handing it over to a different studio and stuff, Nintendo president Kimi Mishima has revealed that they're gonna finance their own movies based on their own characters. Following the sale of their stake in the Seattle Mariners baseball team.
Yeah, they don't have that anymore.
Yeah, they've been doing some rejiggering their whole business, and I'm optimistic for them. I hope everything works out. Because everybody's always critical whenever Nintendo does a thing, but like there's always a reason they do stuff, and their whole deal is just trying to be different, and that's always objectively dangerous in business. But I mean, it works out for them in the end.
It's something that worked out for them for so long that it's kind of a thing they're in, like, we just do our own thing and it's going to be fine. Even when they're bad ideas and they don't work. But, like, they had a good run for a while there of just not playing by the rules and making a ton of money from it.
Yeah, I mean, they said they don't want to bother with licensing and go through all that crap. They're like, let's just do it ourselves, you know?
And, Marvel's done that too, and, like, through Disney now, but, like, no, Marvel's done that too, and like DC's done that too, even earlier through Warner Brothers, and it's worked out for them because the money they make from their movies and TV shows and stuff, they can finance their objectively awful garbage books.
Yeah.
The only podcast this week not talking about how all the comics are bad.
Yeah, and they're really bad this week. But
man. But
it's like Banksy's writing them.
Like, both of them is simultaneously fucked up. It's hysterical. I'm so glad I don't read hero comics.
I know. But yeah, so they're not gonna do live action. That's stupid. They're like, we want to do animated films that will work, because they're like, our IPs will work better for animation.
That's the smartest thing I've ever heard a business ever say.
Yeah. Their plans for their films probably won't fully form until, like, the end of the year, which is when they'll probably start saying more, like, concrete things of, like, which film we're gonna do first, blah, blah, blah. Miyamoto is gonna be involved in the film branch, but he did not confirm what the first feature would be. 'Cause, I don't know, they're still working it out. They're saying, like, we're not saying it's gonna be Mario just 'cause he was the first guy, like, we're thinking about it, you know? And they did recently do that Star Fox film thing.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good. I mean, the animation was a little janky, but I didn't really care that much.
It's extremely watchable. I mean, that's what I've been saying for the entire run of this podcast, is that out of all the Nintendo properties, the most adaptable to the screen, to any kind of screen, has always been Star Fox.
Yeah.
It's Top Gun meets Star Wars with furries. It writes itself. It's already written also. And like that video like had its chunky problems, but was extremely watchable because it's got fun characters. It's got dynamic action. It's got a whole world built for it, and all the characters talk.
It's very
yes. True. That's very important. Having your characters talk is very important.
Even animated, I still don't know how they would make Mario work, because, like, the longer time passes after the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the more I'm like, you know what? What the fuck were they gonna do that wasn't that? What options did they have aside from just go completely bonkers with something not even recognizable? Because the actual story is non-existent. At least in terms of a 3-act structure, there isn't one.
Yeah, the Mario platformers, like, obviously, like, the RPGs are a different story altogether, and that's not what they would do in a movie.
Yeah, they're not gonna adapt to, like, Paper Mario before regular Mario. That's insane.
No. Yeah, but the normal Mario universe is very sterile. There's really nothing to it. It's something that just kind of exists to justify the fun jump games. Because that's all Mario is. It's fun jump games, and sometimes there's some good atmospheric bits in it, but there's no real substance to them.
They wouldn't be able to do any kind of origin story. They wouldn't be able to have every kind of real resolution. It would just have to be a 90-minute Mario adventure, which could be fun, but would lack a lot of meat. So they would really have to bring it in every other level of movie making.
The best piece of main series Mario narrative that has ever been told was the storybook sequence from Mario Galaxy 1. And, like, that only worked as a storybook.
I like Sunshine's plot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a Mario story could work as a short film, maybe. Not a feature, but maybe you could do, like, maybe a 20-minute thing.
They would never... I mean, like I just said, can't have an origin story. There's no way you can explain why 2 short Italian men end up in a crazy magic land. Like, it's gonna be dumb no matter what you do.
The original story was that they went down a pipe and then in Brooklyn and then ended up there.
Yeah, and then we got hooked on the plumbers.
Yeah, and then Captain Lou was there.
It was great. Luigi's Mansion, do it.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
That could work, maybe.
That would be hilarious, though, because, like, the main reason why Luigi's Mansion was so maligned in its time was because it wasn't a follow-up to Mario 64, and it wasn't a platformer at all. it was a baby's first survival horror game with Mario aesthetic.
And that's why I actually played it.
Yeah, it's actually very good. But like, if the first movie they come up with also stars Luigi, it's gonna be the same shit again.
If only it was the year of Luigi.
I actually think it would go over now. Everybody's like actually down with Luigi now.
Yeah, everyone loves
of course.
I don't like who prefers Mario.
No one. You're more likely to find someone who prefers Wario.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also
I
prefer the other three over Mario. Mario's nothing. Mario isn't allowed to have personality.
He's worse than Mickey. He's worse than Mickey the Mouse.
Yeah.
He kind of is, because Mickey can talk.
Yeah.
Like, he can speak sentences.
I looked this up because before the movie came out, I was saying I really hoped Ratchet and Clank would do well because it would kind of help grease the wheels for a Star Fox movie.
It didn't.
It's made back only half of its budget and has a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes, so.
The game based on the movie based on the game is doing alright.
Yeah, but that's not, I mean, so it's good that, Nintendo's financing these themselves because again, they don't have to follow anybody's fucking rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As they're often want to not do. So, here's how, I kind of just want a super fucking badass Metroid flick.
Yeah, that'd be
you would by necessity have to really take a lot of liberties to adapt it into anything that works in film.
Cast Samus.
Because,
Cast Samus. The rapper.
Samus as Samus?
Yes.
Samus the rapper is Samus Aran. Absolutely.
Pretty.
Oh, the nerds would be so mad.
Oh, yeah.
At the very least, have her do a song for it.
Oh, duh, yeah. Have her on that fucking ending credit track. Like, as soon as the movie's over, just boom.
You would need to add, like, other characters, because it's about it's a game about a woman who's alone in a cave for between 6 hours and 20 minutes.
It would make a really good film, but, like, it would look like a survival. It would be like a really weird, artsy survival horror that just, like, oozing with dread. Nintendo wouldn't be able to get a PG.
It would be like The Grey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Well, they're working on it.
Yeah.
So next up we have some sort of sad news, and that is that voice actor and regular actor Alan Young has passed away this past week. He was 96. He was best known for our purposes as the voice of Scrooge McDuck. He started voicing Scrooge starting in 1983 in the original Mickey's Christmas Carol, and has voiced him in pretty much all the other animated projects throughout the years. He's also done voices for the Smurfs and for Ren and Stimpy as well.
Wow. And he was also Wilbur from Mr. Ed.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he wasn't Mr. Ed, but there we go.
Yeah, he was the dude.
The guy. And I think one of his last roles was Scrooge for the remastered DuckTales game.
Yeah.
Which I actually bought recently because it was on sale for very few dollars.
I think that was that's one of those games that I really hate it when it happens, because it's one of those nostalgia things that, like, everybody screams about it once and then they do it right, but sometimes nostalgia people just want something to exist more than they actually want it, and then as soon as they came out with it, everyone, like, shut up about it.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it since.
No, and that's the worst. I hate that.
I've heard the soundtrack, it was great. It was done by Jake Kaufman.
But it's like, freaking...
You said that, like, I arranged this when I was a kid. I've had this in my brain since I was a kid.
It's literally the equivalent of a parent buying a child a toy and then they don't want the toy. They just wanted to have it.
They just want the box.
Yeah. Well, the good news is, he died of natural causes. He lived a very full life.
He's the richest man in the universe.
Yeah. Maybe in heaven he's swimming in a thing of coins
piles.
Which in heaven can work.
Yep.
Because heaven.
Two places that can work, heaven and cartoons. I wonder who's going to replace him.
Maybe hell, because it'll melt, and it'll just be like molten gold.
That's probably a level. But
that would make more sense than any of Dante's actual fucking shit.
That was all really weird. Like, people upside down for being, like, tax evaders or something. Shut up, Dante.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is you love gold so much you burn and like gold, it's gotta be really hot to melt.
And but this made me wonder. This reminded me that they are coming out with a new DuckTales cartoon, and I guess they were gonna, like, have different people voicing the characters anyway.
That's what I heard, is that somebody else was gonna do it anyway, because, like, he was too old for it. It's the same kind of thing with, like, Casey Kasem in Mystery Incorporated or any of the more recent Scooby-Doo's.
Yeah.
Like, he can't do it anymore.
That was
like,
rough.
Maybe he would have cameoed, maybe something. But, yeah, he wasn't going to be Scrooge McDuck anymore. He can't put in those kind of hours at 96.
Nah.
Yeah, no.
He's not Christopher Lee. He's not, June Foray?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needed to be taking it easy, and I don't know, he seemed like
he took it the easiest.
Yeah, he was in a retirement facility. His film and TV professionals retirement facility in Los Angeles.
That place is probably dope.
Yeah. I want to hear their stories. Like, there's always that plot line in cartoons where kids have to put up with old people, and then they find out that, like, oh, wait, old people have cool stories, and it's like, not always. Sometimes old people are just boring and smelly.
Even, like our grandfather has some good stories, but he's only got a day's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a time that the mess hall blew away in a storm when he was in Okinawa, and there's like a couple other things. They're professionally rehearsed. There's all the cadence to it. Is like for a day, he's a very interesting man.
Yeah.
But I'm sure those guys at that retirement home, I'm sure you just walk in there and you just know all the dirt on old Hollywood.
Yeah. Okay, so
they blew
next.
who?
So next is that G-Kids has picked up the distribution rights for a French film that is an adaptation of the classic but not well-known fairy tale The Girl Without Hands.
Oh God.
And which seems interesting because
Je feel so much.
The film
my Irish was better.
Considering that it's G-Kids, it is probably its most adult experimental pickup it's done so far. The animation is not conventional, but that's hardly the problem. It's a 76-minute feature adaptation of the Brothers Grimm fairy tale about a girl sold to the devil by her father, who ends up having her hands cut off.
Sounds like Grimm. Sounds like those psychopaths.
Sounds like the original finale of Futurama.
Yeah, it's a super... It's like classic Grimm fairy tale. Like, there's no, like, fairy dust and, like, sugarcoating it. It's, like, the devil is the main villain, and, like, her hand... She doesn't have hands. They get cut off. Her dad cuts off her hands on a stump.
Oh no.
The devil makes him do it, because he's an ass... And the film's art style is very different. From what I'm seeing from this little preview here, it's very sort of almost silhouette-y. Everything in this particular scene is, like, really, like, that gross, sea, murky green. And it just seems like very ambitious filmmaking that you would assume would be more for, like, a short film project than for, like, an entire, like, feature-length film.
Yeah, short feature length, but still feature enough length.
Yeah.
Like, instead of, like, drawing an entire outline, they do, like, impressions of people's faces and bodies and stuff using, like, really well-made brush strokes and incomplete figures and stuff like that. And, I mean, the story itself is pretty brutal from what I remember. I did read the story a while ago, because it's, I don't know, I read about it and I was like, what? And then I read it and I was like, okay. So I wonder where it goes, because, like, basically she, like, leaves, and then she comes across this, like, kingdom, and, like, meets the prince dude. I don't know, the devil's still after her or something. But it made its premiere in Cannes, and we're not quite sure when the North American release will be, but since it got picked up, it's gonna be eventually, so look forward to kind of grim graphic telling of fairy tales.
Can't wait.
Me too, honestly. I love that shit. Alright. And I guess some catching up from the previous week. The Voltron trailer dropped. It looks rad.
It looks as good as promised.
Okay, one thing I am remembering since I did watch it, I told you before the show, like, there wasn't really anything, like, revealed other than that, but, like, we definitely saw more, like, animation, like, more actual scenes play out. I think a lot of it looks like it's on fours, like a lot, like the animation, the boarding, obviously, all of it looks really solid, the art design is solid, this and that is solid, but like the frame-by-frame shit, I think it looks, maybe it was just the trailer, it looked kind of limited to me, and that's not saying it's a bad thing, but it's just saying that like they might have had like a budget to work around. So I'm hoping that was mainly just the trailer, or that if it's not, that you know, I get used to it. I'm sure no one else will care. Like, who the fuck knows what that even means? But as an animator, I noticed it. So.
Yeah.
But you know, this, you know, an animation is the sum of its parts. There's a million other things going on that they're doing spectacularly. So I'm sure it won't break the show for me.
And they revealed the design of the titular character for the new Mega Man cartoon.
It's not
Could
great.
Be worse. Could be worse.
The design is the least bad thing about everything else they said about the show in the article.
I didn't read the article. I just saw the design on Twitter.
So, okay.
Well then.
All right. We're going to have to talk about this then, because Mega Man is very near and dear to me, and
To all of us.
I was so excited about this, and oh boy. So, DHX Media, you know, is adapting a Mega Man animated series. We knew about that. We talked about it before.
Animated by Man-at-Arms, the Ben 10 guys.
Yeah. And now we have a plot. The upcoming Mega Man series will focus on Aki Light, a regular everyday kid who also happens to be a schoolboy robot. Besides living his normal upbeat life, Aki has the ability to transform into Mega Man's iconic armor, complete with the Mega Buster arm cannon and helmet. Familiar characters like Mega Man's adorable robotic dog Rush will be part of the series, and new characters like Mega Mini will make their debut.
We got a image of Mega Man, and I guess Mega Mini on his
Mega
Man.
So this isn't even Mega Man.
No.
This is a kid who transforms into his armor.
Is that? I mean, is that really? I just assumed that little bit was just the weird wording of the article written by someone who knows nothing about Mega Man.
Maybe, I don't know.
But like, I mean regardless
Rock
of the semantics
never
of
went
it,
to school.
Regardless of the semantics of it, this clearly is not. This isn't an adaptation of Mega Man. This is a Mega Man alternate story, basically. This is an alternate telling of a character akin to Mega Man, called Mega Man for branding.
This seems to take hints from Mega Man, was it Battle Network and even Star Force? Like in Star Force, he like transformed into the robot or something. I never played him. But, I don't even know what they came out for.
Why does he have a smirky...
He's got like a DreamWorks smirk.
And weird eyebrow helmet. It's gonna
His fingers are also weird and dumb.
Yeah, his fingers are too small. That's why they're dumb.
And they're at a weird angle. Like, I saw some people draw fan art of it on Twitter, and that raised the point that, like, in a different style, the design is not necessarily terrible.
Yeah, the design isn't necessarily terrible. It's just the style.
And again, this is us judging a show based on its stock image that we haven't even seen moving, so I don't want to get too deep into nitpicking it, but, like, like, the main thing, the main crux of this is, like, this isn't just, like, the Archie comics animated, which is pretty much what we all wanted. Like,
which would have been best case scenario.
Yeah.
Hell, this seems like a less accurate adaptation of the premise than the Ruby Spears cartoon.
Yeah,
it's gonna be better animated than the Ruby Spears cartoon, but other than that...
I don't understand, neither from America nor Japan. Can we just get an animated Mega Man that's just Mega Man? Like, it's just Mega Man doing Mega Man things.
I feel like a
lot of people, like, even people who know and have played Mega Man, I think a lot of people just assume that there isn't much of a story because the platformers are so simple and basic.
They are, and like, the thing is that in the games themselves there isn't, because it's Capcom. But when Capcom's at their best, Street Fighter does the same thing. They provide just enough of a framework for more creative people to come in and really flesh it out, whether it be in, comic adaptations or bands to do cool rock operas. Everybody knows about the Proto Men, but look up Street Fight by Man Factory. It's amazing.
Yeah, like, there's stuff to work with in classic Mega Man. There's characters to play with, there's a world to build, there's fun action scenes to make. Why does he have to be in high school? Now, granted, this article does say that the team is aimed primarily at a young audience, 6 to 9, which is younger than yeah, it's much younger than what we're used to, which is 6 to 12.
None of those kids are good at Mega Man.
Yeah, so that makes me even more curious. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for like the Sonic Boom audience.
Maybe.
Sonic Boom's a little older than 6. It's pretty tongue in cheek. I've watched a handful of episodes.
Yeah, I would say it's 6 to 12.
Yeah.
Now, my buddy at work pointed out, like, one would assume that they're now going to make a tie-in game that features this Mega Man design. But actually, knowing Capcom, they probably fucking even won't.
There's probably going to be like a dumb mobile game that isn't even made by Capcom.
Yeah. You cannot get Capcom to make another Mega Man game. They won't fucking do it.
It almost kind of sounds like the Astro Boy American reboot film from, like, what, 2008 or whatever?
2000.
Oh, man. Speaking of, that Astro Boy, now that we saw this one isn't going the way we wanted to, I'm really fingers crossed for that Astro Boy.
There's a lot riding on Astro Boy.
We still haven't seen anything since from that Astro Boy reboot cartoon.
Yeah.
I still like his design. I think it's definitely feels in better hands because Tezuka Studios is working in conjunction, and we've seen the design of Astro Boy, we've seen the design of the city that he lives in. It all looks cool. We got a sampling of the soundtrack. It looks fun. We just haven't seen anything else since. This is more of a remix of a character to create its own sort of thing, which is fine. I just want my Mega Man show that's just the Mega Man moving.
I mean, Archie Comics is doing way better now that, like, Archie revamped and Sonic revamped and Mega Man's always been good, so maybe somewhere down the road they'll actually get good and, like, make enough money or whatever the holdup is for them to be like, hey, let's fucking make some good cartoons.
Has Archie ever made cartoons?
There's been some bad Archie cartoons in the past, but nothing very substantial. And obviously the Sonic cartoon came first.
That's all the news we've got. If there's something that has occurred in the past 3 weeks that you think we should cover, and could still be relevant, let us know.
But we didn't want to, like, bog down with everything that came out because, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of old news. A lot of it.
We're going to do a little bit of catch up in next week as well. Like, heads up, we're not talking about Steven Universe this week. We're going to wait for next week's episode to drop, which will be the end of In Too Deep. And then we'll talk about that whole thing.